Okay, so today we're going to talk about Google Slides and how to make storyboards. So these storyboards are numbered sequentially, and if we add a new storyboard, it will automatically be numbered sequentially. To do that, go to Edit Theme, and then see this little icon here and here? All you have to do is say Insert Slide Number, and it will do it. And if we were to copy and paste this, we would end up with 2 slide numbers here, okay? And that works great. And it allows us to very quickly create as many slides as we want. We have a simple Photoshop file, and what we're going to do is we want each folder here to export as its own image. Whoops, that got moved. Oh no. Oh. So rather than move it, I'm just going to duplicate it. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm just going to Option drag that up, and that will replace it. Okay, so those are all ready to go now, and we need all of these turned on, all the folders visible. You're going to go to Automate Generated Play Image Assets, and when we do that, the name of the folder, because it ends in .jpg, it will automatically save it to the same level as this Photoshop file. It would save an image. And before I do that, so you can see that this is our folder, our Photoshop file here, and this is the file here. And the reason I'm showing it to you in this view is that File, Automate, Generator Plugin, Image. So when I click this, it will create a folder over here. And it will populate it with each of these folders, and it will name it according to what I have here. Generate Plugin Image Assets. All right, and that's what we have. So it did that automatically. So we can save that, and we can close that. How many do we have here? We have 6, so we can delete these. And because I put this image here, I can drag this image in like this, and it will automatically fill the screen. Okay? Now we have a little disconnect here because this is 1920 by 1080, and my images, and notice you'll see when I drag it in, I need it to turn blue. See the blue outline? And that means it's going to replace whatever I'm dragging it into. Okay. All right, so there we go. So these don't fit. All right, so that's a mistake, and we got to fix that now. So let's go fix that. I wish I'd planned it like this, but I didn't. I actually did not. All right, so I think the best thing to do is to come up here and say 1920 by 1080 with the crop tool and say 72 pixels per inch. Oh, that's inches. We don't want that. We want, this is what we want right there. That was a preset. All right, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. This is going to look better anyhow because this was cropped too closely anyhow. All right. So that made the file a good bit bigger. And now what we need to do is we need to change our background. Our background doesn't fit. And you'll notice that I have saved the background as a SmartObject. This is the same file. So if I change one of them, I will change all of them. So I'm going to open the background, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come in here and say, I'm just going to crop it and say like that. And now it fits. Okay? It fits perfectly, actually. All right, so now notice we didn't do anything other than crop and save the file. We did save the file. Now if we look in here, you'll see that we have all these images that are now 1920 by 1080. Remember, they were square, they were 4 by 3 before. All right, so something's going on with this file. So this is 06.png, and so what I must have done is the background image for that must be either, yep. So last time I did this, and the reason that this, so basically what's happened is this image here, let me show you this. No. The reason that happened, yeah, okay. So let me show you this. So see how this image is saved 06.png and the folder is 06.jpg? This is the image generated from the folder, and this is the image generated from the individual layer. You can have both. It produces both of them. So if we look at these and we compare them, you'll see that there's two files. One is the JPEG and the other is, one is the JPEG and the other is the .png file, right? This is so handy, I cannot tell you. In this case, I don't need that. And so I don't need that thing by itself, so I'm just gonna say main image. And now when I save it, yeah, it automatically deleted that ping file from this folder. Very, very useful. These are all temporary images anyhow, and it allows me to work very quickly. All right. So now what we need to do is we need to come back. I'm going to save this and close this. So this is not cropped properly. So you look at this. That's how it should be cropped. So let's take this image and drag this in. In the future, there may be some way to dynamically link these things. I don't know. Okay. That's essentially how this process works. And this is ready to go to the client now. Right? But wait, there's more. So let's say we wanted to change the virions. We wanted to make them red. The client wants to see them red. Well, if you'll look over here in the layer palette, you'll see that all of these are smart objects. And I made sure that all of these, each one of these, was a version of every other file. Now they might look a little bit different. Let's go to one down here. Let's go down here. One of these has some blurred virions in it. Actually, these are blurred. These are blurred right here, yeah. So what you're gonna, we could blur them a little more. Let's blur one of these a little more. Gaussian blur. No, that's not enough. Let's do, there we go. Now you can really see it. And let's change the opacity to like something ridiculous like that. All right, and we were gonna make them red. Now all of these virions are based on the same file. They're identical. So we could come in here and do a hue saturation adjustment layer. No, I don't think I want to do that actually. That's not generally how I would do it these days. I wouldn't do that. What I would do is I would come in here and turn on color overlay and change it this way. And so now we've made them red. Now you'll notice that in every file, they are all red. And guess what? They have all been updated in our folder. So all we have to do then is come in and change these out. I think this is the one that had the blurring, the extra blurring. Yeah, so see how the blurring, even the blurring was captured by the smart object change because it's a post effect. It's happening, it's being performed non-destructively on the smart object. So that's it. And that's essentially how this process works and how I use it to produce storyboard documents for my clients. A couple other things, let's see here. Really, these should all be named virus or virion. You can see I did group some of them into folders, but it's really important to keep these files as clean as possible when you're working in a team environment, even just for yourself. It will help you stay organized. All right, I think that's the basics of what I wanted to show you for storyboarding using SmartObjects and the automate, generator plugin image assets tool, which creates these individual files for use in storyboarding. All right, I think that's it. Thank you.